All right, we are back for leg 3. We are headed into a shorter section. Leg 3 is a shorter section as far as coursework and those types of things. I think it's also the pivotal moment in this work together, where we really start to evaluate and get really curious about one of the main concepts from this weekend that we get to kind of sort and hold and explore together around this idea that we went through in leg 2, that we very much, without even knowing that we're doing it, are oftentimes putting in competition, evaluating the role of one thing as to how it impacts other things in our lives, right? And evaluating what we want to be. Do we want to be a better mom? Do we want to be a better sister? Okay, here I am in the kitchen kind of having a meltdown, and really when I get into it, it's that I feel like I'm not being able to meet all of the needs of all of these competing roles, right, in my life. And so we all know that it's a pretty basic concept we're all pretty familiar with, the sense of being enough, having enough time, energy, resources to devote to all of our things. So we present and work through in the rest of this workbook together some different ways of thinking, some subtle shifts, some just different insight and thoughts around ways that I have picked up on and learned through, again, listening to thousands of stories throughout the year. We can shift things into a different way of looking at them, narrating them, and that can actually change everything. As we are looking at this choose your wave all in for each one, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about ways to show up more presently and fully and completely all in. This is my wave. We talk about that connection with surfing. There is no in between in surfing. You do not say, maybe I'll kind of think about sort of trying and I'll look at the wave. Once you commit to a wave in surfing, you commit to it, and it will not work unless you are all in. So choosing the areas, we're on our boards, we selected our boards. We're gonna use those boards and we're gonna talk about what it means to be fully and completely on that board and how to do that in a crazy busy life where we're managing and juggling all the things, and they all actually matter a lot to us. Flip the script is kind of what I talk about throughout this, all in for each one, and role identification. So before we do that, I do wanna pause for a minute here and talk about kind of just, again, sort out a little bit further into each of the roles, or into each of the areas of our life that we've selected, each of our surfboards. So I give you another opportunity to look at your surfboards, and the surfboards can have the same names. So I put family, financial, social, and physical. And then I want us to kind of do with this visual whatever we can to fill in the roles that we play within that. As a family member, I am a mom, or in my family role, in my family area of my life, I play the role of a mom, I play the role of a sister, I play the role of a daughter. In those roles, I have the responsibility to show up at my son's events, call my mom on the weekends, answer my phone when my sister calls. Those are the roles those are the commitments that I have in the roles for life. So we just kind of, as we work with, we're going to work with these sheets and with these ideas the rest of the weekend. So just kind of continuing to sort out, get real clear, pause and think about these things, right? Make our life just on paper right before us look like something that we can start to work with as like design, right? They're the elements of our design that we're working on, and we want to get all the elements of design out to properly design and know what we have to work with, right? So that really is what we're doing. We're just taking a quick little pause, again, short leg, but really important to kind of read the stuff, kind of start to absorb that shift, and then spend some more time with each of your areas before we dive into the primary kind of bulk of our work throughout the day on Saturday, which is going to really intimately work with each of these areas, the roles, and the commitments that you play within them. So you'll have them on paper. See you at leg 4. Bye.